On a cool autumn day, I was sitting on my bed, surrounded by orange yarn, wondering what should I crochet? And then I looked at my wall and saw nothing but pumpkins and calcifer. And then I checked my calendar to see it was indeed October. I picked up my hook and I knew what I had to do. Crochet a pumpkin costume. To start making the whole costume, I'm going to start with the big part, which is the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern sweater. I'm going to be using my one panel crochet sweater. It's around the same concept. I'm just using half double crochets, but instead of using just the orange, the one main color, I'm going to be using black yarn in order to make the jack-o'-lantern smiley face. I really just am obsessed with making this pattern over and over again because I don't have to think, and I do not like to think when I crochet. Here's me drawing my sweater process to the best of my abilities on my iPad. I start off by making the starting chain for the front side of the sweater, and then I'm going to do the face as I go on, changing colors using, what are they called? I think they're like crochet alpha squares. I don't know. They're just squares that have colors in them that make a picture. Using that, I'm going to make that online and show you guys that process. And then I make the shoulders, the back all connected at once, and then I'll be making the sleeves. First, I have to find a picture of a jack-o'-lantern face that doesn't have the pumpkin on the outside and that it's just the face. So I scrolled around for a little bit until I found the one that just had the face, and it was kind of like a stencil. Like in my mind, I thought of what you would put on an actual pumpkin if you were carving it. And it took some trial and error because I wanted to get the right one. I didn't want it to be super basic like that one, but I wanted it to be not super intricate either, because sometimes the more complex pattern you do, the more it's going to not look good in crochet. And I had to do this process for a little bit, finding the one I liked. Just went on Google and searched in images, and then I had to end up editing it later because it didn't fit proportionate to how I wanted it to be on my pumpkin. Like it was either not square enough because I didn't want it to be too wide, too short for my sweater. So I just put it on Google Slides with the white background and just fix it around a little bit until I go to my lifesaver for crochet tapestries, which is stitchfiddle.com. Whenever I found this on TikTok, thank you to that person because it is just amazing. It's how you can make crochet tapestries using your own pictures that you find, hence that's what I'm doing with this one. And you can use any pictures at all, and then you can edit them, which you're going to see me do later. I edited a bunch because I needed it to change the colors, I needed to change how wide it was, how many pixels that wide I wanted it to be. I had to do all that, and it lets me do all that within it. And on top of that, you can also track your progress as you do each row, which is definitely a lifesaver. It highlights the row that you need. And this is not at all an ad. This is just crochet gift. I love, love, love Stitch Fiddle. But once I finish completely editing my crochet pumpkin tapestry jack-o'-lantern face that I wanted, I can start doing the crochet. So for each square that I have, I'm going to be doing one half double crochet, and I'm going to be matching them with the colors. If you don't know how to switch colors, all you have to do is basically just not finish the stitch. Like for half double crochet, you end up with 3 loops, and then you switch the color with pulling it through the last loop. So there's plenty of tutorials on this, but this one really isn't a tutorial. It's more of just me crocheting a pumpkin costume. But I always feel bad when I don't explain things because I always get so many questions. So I'm going to make sure to try to explain as much as I can without making this a tutorial. The first few rows I didn't have to change colors at all. I just had to do rows of orange half double crochet, which is nice because it doesn't require that much focus or thought, but then when I have to switch colors, I really have to lock in and make sure everything lines up. Once I got to the row that I started to need my black yarn, you can see I have the 3 loops and I'm just pulling that black yarn through. My lifesaver tip on crochet tapestries, which I need to make a tutorial on this, but I can't even figure out how to even put it in a video, is crocheting over your ends. By the end of most of my crochet tapestries, I can have little to no ends to weave in, which is so nice because that's actually the most annoying part of crocheting tapestries, is having to weave your ends in. But I always find a way either to tuck them in, to crochet over them, or just all these different things that by the end of this, I didn't have to weave in that many ends, which is always a plus. But this is this bottom part of the mouth that I'm just going to crochet through. And next thing you know, our jack-o'-lantern has a smile. This is coming out so cute. This is like the best part of crocheting, is the validation through the process. And then I had our nose. Now our jack-o'-lantern can smell. It was so spooky with my crocheting reading lights that I have around my neck at night. And then we had the eyes. I think we were out to eat. I don't even know where this was recorded. Oh, we were getting Chinese food. And I finished my eyes then, so we recorded it right there. So now you can see I'm starting my shoulders. For that process, I just count how wide I want the neck to be and then subtract it from the center and just do the same amount on each side. It's connected. I just crocheted the back using the same amount of rows as the front. And then we have like this nice little poncho thing without my sleeves. See, I left a hole for my head. That's the bad side, by the way, so don't judge me. But now we just need to crochet the sleeves. All I do for this process is just turn my work to the side. Instead of working up and down, now I'm working on the side of it. And then I count how many stitches wide I want my sleeve to be, and I count from the center and then just crochet right across. I like to put 1 half double crochet in each row because that just works out nicely. And so now we're adding sleeves, arms to our pumpkin. I just remember when I was younger, Halloween was one night, it was one costume, and that was it. Nowadays in college, it's 50 costumes, 50 days of whatever, and no candy. So to prepare for this version of the holiday, I crocheted instead of doing my 50 assignments. Because the more I procrastinate, the spookier my grades get. Instead of sitting here in silence, here are a few fun facts about pumpkins that I found on Trusty Online. They take 90 to 120 days to grow. I absolutely love to garden, and I fully plan to grow them when I'm older in my beautiful garden. They are also a fruit. I'm a very picky eater and I have never eaten them, but I guess them being a fruit makes more sense than them being a vegetable. Like, they don't really give me vegetable vibes. The largest pumpkin ever grown weighed 1,140 pounds. I can only imagine how they managed to weigh that. I don't know how they could even do that. And like that, bibbidi bobbidi boo, we have a pumpkin. We have officially crocheted our face, the front of our sweater, the back, and the sleeves, and left an opening for my little head. And it is so cute, not so together, but look how cute. I really love how the face turned out. Like, I feel like this is giving vintage, unique, its own, spooky. Now that we have our huge one panel, we're going to fold it in half and sew it down the sides of the sleeves and the side of the body. I just use a yarning needle, and I like to sew on the right side out because if you sew on the inside out, it still looks fine, but I don't like to have any type of dent at all. Like, you can see where you sew it if you sew it on the inside. Honestly, this is just me being nitpicky to the max. It makes no difference. I'm just going to be pulling the two sides together all the way down, and then we will have our sweater. Just a final touch to make our sweater look nice and official, to make Jack look nice and clean. I'm going to do 2 rows of half double crochet. It really is supposed to be 3, but I'm just lazy. You know, I made a whole pumpkin, okay? I'm tired. So I did 2 rows of half double crochet around the neckline just to make it look nice and neat. And then you're like, Bella, this looks terrible. It looks like you made it for a little boy. It's too small for you. Hence the power of blocking. I actually came out with a tutorial that I'm posting a week after this one. So, you know, keep your calendars in check. That will actually be Halloween weekend, I actually think. Anyways, about blocking, because it really does make a huge difference, and people have asked me how I blocked, even though this is basically the essence of the tutorial, but that's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, basically I block it, and that just makes life so much better. Always block your sweaters. You know what, you don't have to watch it. I mean, unless you want to share your support. But this is basically what I do in the blocking video, is steam it, because it makes it so much better, and you will see. Now I am being forced to play Fortnite with my boyfriend and his brother. Not forced, I enjoy it, but I'm actually really terribly bad at Fortnite, but I'm a girl, so what are we gonna do? But this is me struggling to find where the center is, because I refuse to crochet if it's not from the center. I just don't have the patience for it to be flipping every 10 seconds. Alright, so now we're going to be making leg warmers, little orange, same color leg warmers, because I plan to wear leggings and my black Uggs with this, so I think little leg warmers would just be nice. For this process, all I'm going to do is chain the height that I want and just do single crochet back loop until it's as wide as I want it, as it fits around my ankle or shin. I've been crocheting these for a while, and they're coming out cute. I'm going to try to knock them out, finish them, at least one tonight, because I kind of want to get this done before the end of the week. So I haven't been doing any schoolwork so that I could finish this. So let's see what I can do. It's coming out cute though. Like, I think it'll be nice, and especially once I block it. I got it to the length, the width, I don't know, the measurement that I want it to be at. So I'm just going to sew down the sides together, still going in that back loop of each single crochet. So I'm just going to slip stitch all the way down, still going in the back loop to create the circle that we need. And then we have a nice little telescope, piece of macaroni, a noodle, a Japanese finger trap. I think it's Japanese, I hope so. And now we're going to start the next one, making it the same amount. These have been going by so quick because I've just been reading while doing this, so I don't even think to count my rows. This was actually quite an enjoyable process, I must say. As you can see, I've completely entered a pumpkin, so that's why it's completely orange. I'm inside of a pumpkin, but we have finished my other leg warmer. Now we have 2 noodles for pasta, and then we can start the last part, which is going to be my headband. And I have this dark green. I have light green too, but I decided, since the orange was practically neon, that I would just use this green because it went nice with it. So for the headband, all I'm going to be doing is chaining 9 and just doing single crochets until it fits around my big behind head, and then I'm just going to do a chain and then cross tie it in the back. This is probably like gibberish if you don't understand crochet that much, but it is what it is, you know. I'm going to continue anyways, but I'm just going to do a chain that ties it in the back. So it's a nice easy wrap up to the pumpkin outfit. I could have done like a stem headband, but I was like, oh, they're gonna think maybe I'm like an orange unicorn or something. So me and myself voted against that. So here's the flat stem headband. I was totally talking beautiful poetic words to you guys in these clips when I was showing off my beautiful pumpkin costume, but with the wind and the train passing by combined, I was completely talking gibberish. Pumpkinese. Look, you see that train? I actually do love this train when it passes by. It feels so coming of age movie, like I'm in a movie set, like a prop. Anyways, here is the complete outfit. You can see I have the sweater, the leg warmers, the green headband, and it is all just so put together, and I love how big and flowy it came out. The fact that the face covers the whole part of the sweater, I wasn't sure if I was going to like that first, like maybe I want it to be smaller, but I think it just adds to the look completely and totally, and it is so cute. I'm actually so happy how it came out. Like, I would wear this not Halloween. So if you see me maybe like February, maybe August, and I'm wearing this, just pretend like it's a smiley face, okay? Like, I'm just happy and that it's not Halloween. But then when Halloween comes around, be like, wow, this is festive. This is spooky. Wow. But thank you so much for watching and have a happy Halloween.